this moment in my life right now feels like I've finally grown into maybe who I always was. I feel at almost 40 like my true self, and it feels really good to be able to be in a position where I'm able to do what I love and make a living doing it, because, you know, being in this business for many, many, many years, it's taken a long time to get to that point, and I feel really lucky.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. We are here for a Sunshinery reactions video with our girl, Ariana Madix, who has been living the dream. She did Dancing with the Stars. She's the host of Love Island. She did the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade, where she got to sing and perform. And she recently was just at the iHeart Music Awards, looking her fabulous self. But what is next for our girl, Ariana? Well, she did an interview with People magazine, and we are going to get into it all. So make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed, and turn your notifications on so you can get notified every time I post a video or go live. Let's get into this interview with our bombshell, Ariana Madix.
2022, I suffered some really big major losses in my life, and I don't think I was in a place where I really believed in myself. And going into 2023, I was like, you know, I'm gonna do it for my grandma. I'm gonna pick myself back up. And I really, going into 2023, had decided that I was gonna try to just do the best that I could to be everything that she always wanted for me. And so being now 2 years later, I think about her all the time. And, you know, I had a poster of her that my uncle gave me in my dressing room at Chicago. And so every night before I went out, before I started my song, Funny Honey, I would be up on that ladder and I would look up into the stage light and just think of my grandma.
And her grandmother should truly be proud. She's an amazing, wonderful, so talented individual, and she nailed it doing Chicago. And I know that her grandmother was looking down on her as she was shining bright and doing every single performance to the best of her abilities, because if they didn't like her performance, they wouldn't have asked her back to do a second part to her Chicago tour, which was absolutely incredible as well. So I think she made her grandmother proud, and I hope that she can realize that her grandmother is her guardian angel and is always watching over her as she does everything that she set out to achieve in her life.
It's funny because it probably seems like things happened for me overnight if you didn't know me or you weren't close to me. And when it comes to my team, I've had the same manager since before I was ever on Vanderpump Rules, and we've worked our butts off for, you know, almost 15 years together. And so while things maybe weren't playing out in the public eye, there was always balls in the court, there were always things snowballing, there was always work being done, there was always that when our dance captain used to talk about how it was like the duck on the water. So you see the duck going like this, but underneath the water, this is happening. And so it seems like overnight to people who maybe didn't realize that, you know, for 20 years, we've been working our butts off. I've been working my butt off to be able to be in a position where if an opportunity came my way, I knew that I could nail it. And so that's kind of what happened, is an opportunity came my way. I think Dancing with the Stars was the biggest one. Dancing with the Stars changed my life. First of all, I felt like I was healing every week with every dance because I was able to express myself, and I had forgotten the side of myself because I had stopped believing that I was gonna be able to do what I wanted to do. You know, all that work that I was doing, I started to believe that it was just for fun, that, you know, that things were changing, and that was fine, and I was gonna go through, I was gonna achieve different dreams, and I was gonna go a different direction. But when Dancing with the Stars came around, is every week I was able to connect more and more to the side of myself that is a performer and is an artist and loves to express myself through my body, through performance, through music. And so inner healing was happening outwardly, I think. And I will forever say that Dancing with the Stars changed my life, it also allowed for me to say, this is who I am. And that's something that Alfonso and I talked about once. He said, it changed my life too, because he said I was able to show up and then say, no, I'm gonna tell you who I am. You're not gonna tell me.
And sometimes we just need to get back to those basics. I mean, the first time we ever saw Ariana, she was dancing on stage with Sheena on Vanderpump Rules. She got back to her basics, back to where she was the most comfortable, which was dancing. And I believe Dancing with the Stars did change her life. It showcased her talent, her amazing extrovertness. Like, she was able to shine bright, and we saw what she was capable of. And so did Broadway. So did Love Island. They loved her. I mean, she was a fan favorite of the show. Like, she loved Love Island. She always talked about it on Vanderpump. And she had that opportunity then to host it, and she'll be on season 2. So we were able to see a side of Ariana that we were never really able to see before on Vanderpump, and she shined, and anything that they gave her, she took that opportunity and she made it her own. And that is something that she worked her whole life for, and it's amazing just to even be able to see as a fan of her, because I've watched her since the very beginning. I felt like I grew up with her. Like, I'm almost 40 myself. I'm going to be 38 this year. So just to see how far she's come and how much she's gotten out of her shell is amazing to see. And I'm just so happy for her that she was able to achieve so many of her dreams. And yes, it came at the right time during a breakup, which, I mean, that's his loss. He always, I felt like, made her feel less of herself. And without him, she was able to be herself, be who she wanted to be, do the things that she wanted to do without having to look at him and him kind of like saying, you're taking the shine away from me, because that's what happened with her first book. He was mad that she made the cocktail book without him, and he had to include himself. And she was able to then make her own cocktail book after everything that happened between them. So it's his loss, because she's an incredibly amazing girl, and Scandoval lost it. She is amazing. Let's continue, though, with what Ariana has to say.
I think that I'm very comfortable in myself now. I definitely think that I have a long way to go in terms of, you know, self-love and self-acceptance. And, you know, of course, as we women get older, you know, there's so much against aging and so much against growing and getting older and that's out there that we see all the time. And so I think that that journey of self-acceptance and self-love is going to continue. But I think I've learned that I am enough. I think there has been a lot of times in my life where I felt like I had to be more smiley, more bubbly, more loud, more dramatic, or even more quiet and more chill, or whatever it was to please other people. And now I don't feel that as much. And I feel like I can just be myself, and that is enough, regardless of whether or not someone finds that entertaining or not.
Good reality TV star. What makes a good reality TV star? I think she was the perfect, like, girl next door reality TV star. Someone we all could, you know, understand with, and she had a lot of things going on in her life that overlooked some of the things that were going on in my life, and it was easy for me to relate to her, and her just being relatable and just being that girl next door. I think she was a great reality star. I loved watching her grow and change through time and see her become her own and just see how far she's got. She's more than enough for all of us. We love who Ariana is, and we will always love who Ariana is. She is that girl that you just want to be friends with. Honestly, she's that girl.
I think that I was never really made for reality TV. I don't think I've ever been, quote unquote, like what makes like a quote unquote good reality star. I think in some ways that's what has made me a good reality star. But that being said, I think that a lot of times I got in my head about that I'm boring or I'm ugly. Honestly, a lot of times, like, I see TikToks where people talk about, you know, it's a video of a girl, she's walking to the gym, she's wearing a gym outfit, but the text says something about how everyone in the gym knows that those are two different maroons, and everyone's looking at her and they're all laughing at her about how that's two different maroons, and they all think she's a stupid idiot. And I'm like, that's the dialogue I was having in my head. That type of dialogue I was having in my head constantly, filming nearly every scene, unless maybe I had a glass of wine. And so I think that the lesson that I've learned is that, I don't know, that's just not a good way to be, but also I've also learned that maybe that's not the best setting for me. And it's not a setting that really allows me to be myself. And when you're not being yourself, you get yourself into situations where you're saying or doing things that you don't really back or believe in. And so I'm glad I feel like I'm in charge of my own destiny, and I like that.
We live these difficult parts of our lives on camera, but if it's something that actually really mattered to you regardless, you would do it anyways.
And she also doesn't have an asshole Scandoval as a boyfriend anymore who was making her feel like she wasn't good enough or she wasn't, you know, as good as he was, and that he was the rock star and she was just, you know, the side piece. She is now herself. She has somebody that motivates her to be herself and to do whatever she wants and to be whoever she is. And Daniel's a great guy, and I'm happy that she's happy, and we can get rid of idiot Scandoval. He can go be with Victoria. I don't know if she's any better than he is, but they're a perfect match.
Oh, I don't think I was ever going to go back to Vanderpump Rules. That's the first time I've ever said that publicly, but I was never going to. Not in any sort of like rude way, not in a way where it feels like, not in a professional, like we don't need this, not in a I'm too good for this, but just in a way of like it just didn't feel like right. And if I did go back, I wouldn't have been able to do the job that would make a good show. And so it just wasn't going to make sense. You know, the story didn't make sense. You know, we had that break, and you know, I just feel like my mental health has come so far, and I feel like I would have been putting myself in a situation where it just seems like all the work I had done mentally on myself would just kind of be, you know, going backwards.
I do have to agree with her. I don't think that Vanderpump Rules would have made another season that would be good because everyone seemed to have gone their separate ways, and her putting herself back into that situation is very toxic for her. And it's like taking 2 steps back. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to have to work with someone that you, well, despise? I just don't think that would have been a good match for her. I think they've all grown in their own ways, and it's great to see. And we'll have to see the next chapter of everyone else's lives. I don't think that Vanderpump will ever be the same after this. And though we have a new cast coming, and I heard they're pretty messy, it's going to be interesting to see their dynamic for sure.
I think in the state in which the OG cast is in, I just think that the story's been told, and it makes complete sense for them to shake up the cast and do something new and bring it back to the restaurant. I think the things that are closed are things that should be or felt like it was time to be closed. So then I think the things that, you know, are still open, you know, still talking to people who are on the cast. I still talk to all of my, you know, people I know at Bravo, and all of that still exists. So I think that's something that also made it feel like it wasn't very difficult. I talk to Katie and see Katie a lot, you know, whether it's socially, as, you know, hanging out for her birthday or hanging out with friends or going out together. We talk constantly, and then also, of course, owning a business together. We're always talking as well in that regard. And then she and I keep up with, you know, every now and again, of course, I texted her congratulations on her book. She was texting me, you know, when the fires were happening, you know, just making sure each other was okay.
When the new season of Vanderpump Rules comes on, do you think you'll be watching?
Maybe, but I typically don't watch reality shows of that nature because they stress me out. I love my competition shows, but I struggle to watch shows like that because, yeah, there's something about them that gives me like high anxiety watching them. Maybe.
It's interesting that she's not really into reality TV, though she was on a huge reality TV show. I love reality TV, but I also love the competition aspect of shows as well, like Traders, but you have to know the reality stars to be able to understand how they're going to work on a competition show. Or like, you know, then you have like the people that are on the competition shows like Big Brother, Survivor, which I'm not really into, but like Project Runway, love. Like, there are competition shows that I adore and I love very much. I mean, it's all in what you like. So I just find it interesting that she's not really into reality TV, though she was a huge reality TV star. But it is what it is. What is your favorite reality TV show? And are you excited for the new cast of Vanderpump Rules? Let me know down below. I will be covering it here on my channel, so get ready for it.
I feel like my personal style is really all over the place because I find something that I like on someone else. I'm like, I want to do that. And it's fun to just play around with all of those different things. I think I'm way more confident with going for a look. I think for so many years I was afraid to go too far, like do too much. And now I feel like it's so much more fun for me. It's like costumes in a way, and get to kind of channel characters. And it's really fun. If you go back to 2013, like where was I shopping? You know, I didn't have access to apps and things like that. You know, there was no TikTok. Inspo was hard to find. I mean, maybe you had Tumblr or Pinterest, maybe, you know, and then Instagram started and it was all very curated and it was all, so it was tough to find things that felt like me for inspo, and to be able to be like, okay, maybe I like this, but this doesn't feel right on my body. I also feel like, you know, I was so limited in terms of like, I could have never afforded a stylist. I could have never, I could have never been able to go somewhere and just wear whatever I want. And so I'm in a place now where, you know, Emily, my stylist, is like the most amazing person, and we get to play and we get to have fun and we get to do things that I think back then I wouldn't have had the access to be able to do them, or the confidence either. And I also think that there was a point in time in my life where I was in a situation where I was being very regularly told of all the things that were wrong with my body. And I think that that put me in a space where I was like, I can't wear that. I can't wear that. Like everything that came up, well, no, I can't wear that. It has to be this, because if it's showing this part of my body, that's gross to everyone. And now I feel like, no, that's not true. No one's body is gross. It doesn't matter. You know, it's not about size. It's not about, it's just about confidence. It's about how you feel. And I also feel like, you know, I don't give a if it's flattering anymore. And I think that that was something that was so drilled into my head. It's like, what is it flattering? Flattering. Wear something fun. Wear what you like. And if it's flattering, cool. And then maybe tomorrow you wear something that's not flattering, and the world will just keep on spinning.
She has an amazing sense of style, and she literally looks good in a paper bag. I mean, even this gold tinfoil dress that she wore, I know it's not some people's favorite, but she still looks gorgeous, and it's pretty much a paper tinfoil bag, and she looks gorgeous. I mean, she is killing it in the style department. Her Love Island looks are all incredible, and I cannot wait to see what she has to wear next. Honestly, I love everything that she's worn. I love seeing what she's going to wear, and I think she's killing it. She's killing it, girl. Better than some of these other people and what they're wearing. Just saying.
I've done like a very minimal lasers. I definitely have a lot of things bookmarked for down the road. I know people like to do they talk about winter time being like the time for like laser treatments and peels. I haven't gotten on that yet. I have I probably still have it, filler in my chin. I got it twice. And then I've started doing Botox more recently in the last few years. I did it a long time ago and I really hated it. And I think it was just the wrong placement, the wrong everything. So I don't have any right now, but I'll probably go back and get some. I do it here because of this stuff mostly, but I don't know, maybe that puts me at like a 4. I'm not very good at upkeep. So like I'll do something once and then like I won't do it again for like a really long time. And then people will be like, why does she look different? I'm like, because this bitch cannot maintain.
Oh, please, Ariana, you are so beautiful. You do not need Botox, filler, nothing. You are beautiful just the way you are. You take very good care of yourself. You're healthy, you're looking fit, and you're looking incredible. No one wants you to change your appearance. We love your outward appearance just as much as we love your inward appearance. Please don't ever change.
10 years from now, I would love to just be happy and healthy, and I would love to feel just pure contentment, you know, in my life. In 10 years from now, I would be almost 50, and hopefully my health is intact. I mean, that's really, I think, all I can ask for, because anything can happen at any time, and I feel like we're always constantly reminded of that. And so, yeah, if I can just be happy and healthy, I think I'll be in a good place.
And I think she's already on her way to contentment. I think she's pretty content the way she is now. She's loving life. She's killing it. She's doing amazing where she is. She's going to do another season of Love Island. She has the sandwich shop, which she also did say on the iHeartRadio red carpet where they did interviews. I think it was with E! News. She talked about how something about her are doing events. They introduced tea parties, and they are open to expanding the business with new locations when the right investor comes along, which I think that's absolutely amazing. Their sandwich shop is killing it, and it's doing better than any of these guys' bars that they tried to open. Just saying. I mean, they're not closing down their sandwich shop anytime soon. And I think the idea in general is just a wonderful, cute idea. And it's so cute for those Beverly Hills moms and ladies to go have cute little lunch with their friends with some tea, you know. I think it's awesome. And she's in the best health that she's ever been in. She's fit. I mean, she's now with a fitness coach. That's who her boyfriend is. So I think that will just only lead to being more healthier down the road. And I can't wait to see what's next for Ariana. What do you guys want to see next from Miss Ariana Madix? Let me know down below. So, of course, with People, they did a go behind the scenes of Ariana Madix's People Style Watch shoot. And it says, from spring ready fashion to the gorgeous glam, get all the details on the star's ethereal photo shoot. When it comes to Ariana Madix, People Style Watch shoot, less is more. The minimalist set, fresh glam, and airy wardrobe is not only sure to get you in the mood for spring, but showcase Madix as a style chameleon. What I love about Ariana is we love a mix of everything. So there's a lot of different styles that we always gravitate towards too, says stylist Emily Mann. She likes a lot of different stuff. We always love to mix and match different types of styles. Shot by Kendall Bassett in Los Angeles, Madix poses in a variety of spring styles, from a romantic powder blue ser.o.ya dress to a patch-covered body ruby shirt and significant other khaki shorts. even if there's something that maybe she's like, oh, I don't usually wear this type of jean or whatever, she's always open to try it, Men explains. If you don't try it, you don't know. So I just always love that she always tries everything. And then that's how we can really see what we will end up putting her in. In order to fit the effortless vibes of the shoot, hairstylist Clayton Hawkins created a fuzzy and fluffy style on Madix using the Sexy Hair Fun Razor Dry Texture Spray. We really wanted a super texture, almost fuzzy, fluffy hair look, Hawkins says, so we used a lot of the texture spray, which was great. She has great hair, but we popped in a couple Lexi hair extensions just for volume. When it comes to any hair look, Hawkins says, it's important to apply product correctly. A lot of times, people forget to spray inside the hair or underneath. They just do the top layer, and I always think it's so important to open your hair up and get all up in there with your sprayers. From makeup artist Afton Williams, the goal was fresh, glowy skin. We're using the House Labs Triclone Skin Type Foundation, which I love because it looks like skin. I do use that one usually as foundation. Madix adds shade 165. She even knew her shade. Look at that. To complete the complexion, William also used Patrick Ta Major Sculpt Cream. She sculpts Patrick Ta Major Headlines Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. Not so much. RMS Beauty Magic Illuminating Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder 1 Fair Pink. Madix Perfect Nude Lip was created by the makeup artist Forever Artist Color Pencil Always Caffeine and Makeup by Mario Hydrating Super Shine Lip Gloss Perfect Pink. I think that's it for me. Less about having a big impactful look and more about being consistent and being hydrated, drinking enough water, eating well, and taking care of myself, Madix says of her beauty philosophy. And then if I feel good in that way, then it's a lot easier to feel good when I do get glam or put makeup on. Because I'm not feeling good from the inside out, then it just doesn't work. And that was it for the Style Watch article, which I think she looked absolutely amazing in this photo shoot, and they did a really great job styling her. I love this powder blue dress. Love it. She looked absolutely incredible in it. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. That's it for this People's interview that they did with Ariana Madix. I will be keeping updated on our girl and letting you guys know if anything comes up. We will be covering the newest Vial Files because Mr. Scandoval decided to do it again, and it's now a year later from the last time he did the Vial Files. So we're gonna just see the differences and if he's learned anything from a year now of just how bad of an asshole he was, or is he still the same Scandoval? We'll find out. So stay tuned for that and stay tuned for much more. So make sure you are subscribed here on my channel with your notifications set to all. And that way you'll get notified every time I post a video or go live, which I will be going live covering the new season of The Valley and the new season of Vanderpump Rules when that begins as well. So you don't want to miss out on everything here on my channel. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend that is coming up. Tomorrow is Friday, and I will see you all again soon. Bye, everyone.